welcome to my channel. Today is the Shop My Stash 2026 challenge by Laurie at Enchanted Dreams, and the challenge this week is index cards. I have a variety of index cards that have been tea dyed, and I'm just going to do three simple ones, a rubbing, a pocket and a lace one. Now they're quite simple. I'll start with the rubbing. Maybe this one here, and these, it's going back to your childhood days when you used to rub over you used to do rubbings, and people do rubbings in the churches, don't they? So I'm just going to start with this one, and you use just some crayons. I have a pack of just cheap crayons. I use these for my handmade paper when I did chippings into the handmade paper. Put these aside. Okay, so you literally just rub over the stencil, and it gives you a very nice background. And I'm rubbing harder in these pieces. To get them to show up a bit more. There we go. Now, my tea dyed is, I think if you did it on a white background, would look probably a little bit more effective. I don't know, but I thoroughly recommend trying them out with your stencils. Now the next one is going to be a lace one, and I'm going to use one of these ones again. Put that aside, and I've got some of this lace here. I bought it when I first started, and I didn't like the frilly bits at the bottom. However, I've seen a couple of channels that have used them quite effectively. I'm not going to in this. I'm going to be cutting it off. I'm cutting a piece off that fits the card. I will probably have to trim once I've glued it down. Do you get lace like that you buy and you think, what on earth possessed me to buy that? But anyway, I'm going to, actually I think I might go up a little bit more to there. I am going to try and use these pieces up. And then this one, I'm going to glue along, I forgot to tip my glue upside down, glue along the top there, and then I'm going to use a strip of something, like that, that it really doesn't matter, just a scrap. That will fit across here like that. And then I've also got some flowers that I want to use here. These are from Pink Monarch, again something that I somehow, I don't quite know how, I bought years ago, and I've used a lot of them, or I've hardly used, I've never printed them, but I thought I would start, I like that one, using these up as well. So I couldn't find them, so I'm assuming I've either used them all or I've never printed, so I'm using these as well to go on here. Had to just disappear to find my French words. I can't remember where I put them. So I've got a rusty tin that I rusted myself and it doesn't work very well, so I just use it for me. And I've got some French words here that I thought I could use. Memoir, I like that. I'll use that. And I could put that on there like that. Now I do need to ink, so I'm going to ink around in walnut stain. I've also got to the stage where I am liking things a little bit darker around the edges. I use some vintage photo. I think this comes out after the Keepsake journal, on the pages on the Keepsake journal, and I really just, they were too pale. So the ephemera I've been making for it, I've started using walnut stain, and on the cover of the, I think you'll have seen, I use walnut stain. I want something that stands out a little bit more. So the glue's coming out now. I'm going to just glue along the top here with this, and then I will trim it down. Oh, there's a bit bulging out there. I need to trim off. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I do like it to fit. Now I do need to ink these as well. I'm going to be trimming off some of this, so I'll probably have to re-ink the edges again. That went flying. Yeah, this looks better. My sample I did with vintage photo. Definitely prefer walnut stain. What do you prefer? The darker or lighter ones? Okay, I'll glue this on first. Now it might glue through the lace and stick onto the card. I'm not worried about that. I don't mind if it only flips that far. Well, in fact, I only want it really to flip that far, because otherwise you're bending the flower. So you've still got plenty of room to write there and right there. So that's another one. Now the next one is a pocket. And I'm going to start with, where's my scoreboard? Here. I'm scoring at 1/2 inch either side. Oops, I went crooked. There. And this is going to go on here. And the idea is I'm going to score this at 1 inch. Depending where you want your flap to go. So if you're doing it, where are we, on a page like this, and you want it to flap in from that side, or if you want to flap it in from this side, you do it this way. However, personally, because you're putting 2 pockets on, and this is the one this side, it depends which pocket you're going to want at the front. So I need to notch this as well. Where's my notch? There. And ink around both of this and this. Okay, I'm now going to glue this onto here, if my glue decides it's going to work. Ooh, that's a miracle. And glue down the bottom as well here. Okay, the glue did stop working. I had to resort to tacky glue, which I think I'm going to do for the next one as well. So I've glued that pocket onto there. Then on this side, I'm taking another one and I'm roughly marking the middle. And then cutting this in half. So it takes 2.5 index cards, which means you can make a couple of them because you've got a spare piece as well there. And again, I'm going to notch in the middle. No, I'm not. I forgot, I've also got to cut it down because obviously it's got to fit on this side and you don't want it going all the way over into your flap. So this I'm going to ink and glue onto here. Okay, I've glued that onto there. Now to decorate. And I'll start, I think, this side, and I'm going to do some stamping using my coffee archival ink and this Tim Holtz Fragments. And I want something to go sort of like that. Oh dear, that won't help, will it? Bought some mini clipboards which I intend to decorate at some point, but they're great for putting your odd scraps of card on, and you can either write notes or, like me, use them if you're stamping something over the line like that, and then you can use them for stamping off as well. Love the idea. I saw someone not doing that, but she had decorated a clipboard, and I thought, oh, I quite like the idea of using that for my, I have them in a pile on my top here and it's forever falling down. Okay, I'm going to use that again on the other side. And then, as this is going to be for the Keepsake journal, I need the ephemera from that, which I forgot to get. Here we go. This is going to go in the Keepsake journal. Now, I want some flower. Ooh. It's got to fit on there. It's a bit small. And they are a bit big. Have I got... There's the freebie kit, and there's all the other as well. Okay, that took me a while, but But I found two little ones and I thought I could put them on like that. And I'm also going to use some of this bandage stuff that I showed you the other day. And put this onto here and scrunch it up. I might make that a little bit smaller. So what I need to do again is ink round the flowers and then put it on with my, I'm going to try my block again. There we go, that's that side glued and decorated. Now for this side, and again I'm going to use some stamping with this small corner one here. And stamp into the corners. Okay, I like that. And then what I found while I was looking for flowers was this oval that I thought I could put here, along with, I've got a few little labelly things here. No, it's too big, the ticket. I've got these little things here. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to put gold around the frame as well. So I've got my Inca gold, oops, and I'm just going to spray here. To activate it, because it does dry out over here. Just use my finger to put this on around the edge. Okay, so I've finished that. I don't know if you can see it. There, it just finishes it off, I think. And then ink these up and glue all these down as well. Okay, so that's that side decorated, and this. Now I need to put the ephemera in, which I have made some using some pieces from the kit. So I've got that there, and I have just put a little fabric flip on there with a rusty paper clip, and I'm putting it this side. So I've also stamped on the back, so it gives a bit of interest. I'm doing them the opposite way round, like that, so you can see something both sides. And then I just have these little tags here, which I think I'm going to move that one there underneath the fabric. Like that. And then this is like a Polaroid, and I've stamped Paris on there, and I'm just going to put that in the middle like that. And then I'll show you how it works. So you can have it this side, so it flips up like that, or you can have it this side. So you have this on the outside. At the moment, I'm preferring that on the outside and flipping over to see that. I don't know when I actually put it in the journal what I'll do. So there's that one. And there was this one, the quick rubbing we did, which can be a background, and then you can add anything you like onto that. And then there was this one, the lace index card as well. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.